Most people chase three things: money, fame, and power. Me, I'm chasing freedom. The freedom to live life on my own terms. I want to work on whatever I want, wherever I want, whenever I want. As of right now, I'm trying to get rich, get jacked, and get out. Out of what, you might ask? Mediocrity. The normal 9-to-5 soul-sucking reality that I found myself in a few months ago. I'm scaling an agency, launching an info product, and running a podcast with my business partner, Andrew, all while living in this beautiful country of ours, South Africa. This isn't just another day in the life. This is what happens when ancient philosophy meets modern day ambition, and there's no plan B. Grand rising, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start off this vlog, I want to start off this day, as I always do it, with a morning walk, a brief stroll in the bit of mother nature that I have here. Setting my circadian rhythm, first thing in the morning, getting some sun on my face, in the eyes, essentially telling my body, brother, it's time to wake up, the sun is up, we need to start with the day. I think these walks, the reason why I do them so much and every single morning, and why it's crucial for my daily routine or morning routine or whatever, I am affirming essentially what I want to become and what I want to do this day. When I'm walking, I'm telling myself, I'm going to crush it today. What a beautiful day, how grateful I am to be alive, to be here. I'm tapping into that state that we tend to forget, or we tend to look over because we're just like focusing on goals, working, business, agency, community, podcast, all these things, and we tend to forget probably the most important part about life, and that is to be present, to be connected, to be grounded in the moment. But it's difficult to do so if you are delaying essentially that presentness or gratification. First thing I do after the walk, or shower, walk, is I try and get hydrated. So I'll take a lime like this, cut it in half, and I'll just squeeze it in the water. So it's really good for electrolytes. Also, makes your water taste like something, so you tend to drink more. But I usually try and work through at least half a lime every single day. And then the rest of my electrolytes I usually get through salt, which is actually through my food. So I'm getting enough electrolytes every single day. And then the next step, when this is done, is sea moss. So sea moss is very interesting. This is literally sea moss, so it comes from the ocean, and it has 92 trace minerals in. So there's only 102 minerals that you can physically get in the world, and this is 92 of them. So I don't prescribe to supplementing just for the sake of supplementation. I supplement for the sake of deficiency, and so I try and resolve that deficiency first through my diet and my lifestyle, and then if I can't get it through there, then I'll do it through supplements. So this is essentially just making sure that I'm getting all the minerals in that my body needs. It tastes a bit funky, so I usually, let me just show you. So I'll take a nice scoop like this. I'll just wash it down with water directly afterwards. Voila. It ensures that I get all my minerals in, so I do it every single day. Alright, so before I actually start with work, because that is obviously where all this is supposed to lead to, supplements, your morning routine, all these things tends to just remove some friction to then do the work easier. And to do the thing easier, So essentially doing all this, I'm getting my health in check, I'm getting more energy, I'm in a fasted state right now. All of this is supposed to remove friction, which is lack of energy and a lack of focus, to then increase work. But if you do all this stuff and your morning routine takes 3 hours, then, there's some diminishing returns there because you're not working. So you actually just want to do the work. But this is not actually so long. It takes me usually about 45 minutes for my entire morning routine. That is showering, making my bed, or doing all those stuff. Next is, I only drink caffeine about 90 minutes after I wake up. So it is already 90 minutes. So I'm going to dive into some caffeine. So I got myself this coffee machine in my room, got some espresso pods. So I made myself some coffee. And then what I'm going to add in here is some Silogit. So the cool thing about this is it's another very mineral rich supplement, okay? And the cool thing about that is it comes from the Himalayan mountains. So all these minerals are above the ocean. So I'm getting sea moss, which is under the ocean, and Silogit, which is above the ocean. So it's always good to have both, you know, of those domains under and above the ground or the ocean, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to throw that Silogit in the coffee, and I'm also going to add some MCT oil and collagen to my coffee, okay? Because I'm intermittent fasting. I'm breaking my fast around 1 p.m. So yeah, now I got a good 4-5 hours of deep work ahead of me that I can just focus. I'm only gonna be drinking this coffee and my lime water. And then I'm also gonna be doing 2 more things. I'm gonna be taking a lion's mane tincture and a cognitive tincture. Okay, so essentially the cognitive tincture just has things like herbs and spices, okay, that is sort of extracted in a liquid form. I'm just going to be sort of dabbing onto my tongue, and it's going to be instantly absorbed. The thing with actual tablet supplements, which I do drink sometimes, it gets absorbed and digested in the stomach. So it's just a bit different compared to tincture, where it's directly absorbed in the bloodstream under your tongue. So it's very potent. So you feel it instantly. So that's going to help me to focus and lock in. So something that just came to me right now is, you know, whenever I'm, you know, working or as soon as I wake up, I always have a goal in mind, you know, and I think there's some importance to that. If I wake up, I know this is what I do, this is what I want to do. So when I go to bed, I know, you know, have I done what I wanted to do? You know, have I come closer to my goal, my overarching long-term vision? And, you know, progressing and moving into 2025 where, you know, you potentially can change your life. There's a lot of things that can happen in 12 months, okay? I changed my life in 6 months. And so the potential for this year is massive. And it's all in your hands. And, you know, I'm not your father, okay? So I don't want to, you know, say do this or do that. But, you know, I think you're missing out a lot on life in general and the joy that comes from achieving things and making yourself proud, you know, and becoming a valuable man or woman if you don't have goals that you're working towards. So definitely go and take some time and sit and you know, set some goals and intentions for this year. You know, I made a module in the School of Athens. You guys can go check the link down description. It's absolutely free. Module 1.3 called the Cornerstone of Clarity, where you will essentially, it's an hour and 11-minute video talking about, you know, how to become clear on your goals, what it takes to take your current self to your ideal self, to work through that friction. And there's a free PDF there that's called the Ideal Self Manifesto. A lot of different names for it, the Self-Transcendent Worksheet, all these things. But essentially, it's a PDF that's going to help change your life through affirmations, visualization, meditations. You know, it's becoming clear on your goal, setting that and, you know, crystallizing it in a physical thing, which is this PDF form, and then reading it every single day so that you can align your thoughts, ideas, beliefs to your ideal self. Okay, because ultimately your beliefs create your feelings and your thoughts, and that creates, you know, actions, behaviors, which leads to results, fruits, and essentially that feeds back into your beliefs. So you need to intercept your beliefs through thoughts, okay? Because beliefs equals your reality, okay, or the results. So you must just make sure that whatever you are believing is aiding and taking you closer to your ideal self and not further away from it. All right, so we just finished up with some 4 hours or so of deep work. Yeah, I'm going to be breaking my fast right now with a high protein, high fat, lowish carb sort of meal, just because I've been fasting and I want to spike that blood sugar. So yeah, we're going to be eating some eggs, sourdough. We're out of avos, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's about we're gonna, and then honey over everything, and I'll see if I want to do something else with that. But yeah, then after that, I'm gonna be going for a walk Walking is great after you eat for digestion. I also like getting 10,000 steps every single day. And while I go for a walk, I'm going to be listening to a podcast, okay? I'm also going to be moving my body, stretching, okay? Walking is a great movement. It's a great exercise that you can do because you are essentially habit stacking, okay? You're getting some sun when walking without a shirt. You're walking, cardio, if you're listening to something, you're learning something. So I'm going to be listening to Chris Williams' podcast. He's just brought a new one. I'm busy downloading it now with Tony Robbins. And after that, I'm going to be hitting the gym. So let me show you what my meal looks like. Look at that. Look at that. How good does that look? 6 eggs, sourdough, about 120 grams of rump steak, salt, Himalayan salt over all of this, honey over all of this. This is the best way to start your day, okay? Your business is an extension of your health. Focus on your health. You owe it to your friends, family, girlfriends, society. You owe it to everybody to take care of yourself, because you can't take care of yourself. How are you going to take care of others and elevate others, okay? We need to take care of the body that God gave us. Nourish and vitalize your temple and your body. So you do that by real whole foods, and it's fairly simple. So I'm going to go for a walk after this to aid the digestion. I'm going to be taking my fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin D3 and omega-3 fatty acids with vitamin K2, and walk, listen to a podcast, and then head to the gym. Yo, big man. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just put you guys on speaker. I'm in the car right now, and I'm actually busy filming my vlog, so you guys are featuring.
Hey, nice. We were just going through your program.
Oh, yeah?
It's a lot of value.
Yeah? You think?
I think so. I've read I basically spent probably 6 months straight reading books and everything you'd physically consume on working out, especially as a natural guy.
Yeah.
And basically, everywhere I've seen, they basically said do between 10 and 20 working sets throughout the whole workout. If you're just starting working out, do 10, and if you've been doing it for a while, do 20.
And I mean, it all depends. You can scale the volume to the amount of, gains you want to get, or at least tap into that potential. So if you look at, for example, Mike Israetel, he says that you want to get between 8 and 18 sets per body part per week. So at the moment, everything except your legs, you're going to be hitting the maximum amount, which is 18 sets. So you can scale that down as much as you want, but I wouldn't go less than what I currently recommended, because that would, you're just going to tap into less potential. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I just got I was busy filming, and then my friend actually called me, so I got interrupted on my video. But in any case, so I was thinking about, when I was going on my walk, I was thinking about, especially people that are high achievers, entrepreneurs, people that have goals. We tend to be focusing a lot more on things we don't have compared to the things that we do have. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, okay? You should become aware of this, because this will lead to you. You will definitely be driven, okay? You'll have a lot of drive, but you won't feel as fulfilled, okay, and happy. Because you're obviously operating out of a state of lack, essentially, always wanting to get more goals, more clients, more signs, whatever. So you need to become aware of this, because I don't think it's good, and I don't think it's healthy to always operate out of that frame. So you should definitely reframe. I think the power and the superpower here lies in becoming aware of that, and then consciously reframing yourself for the ideal scenario of whatever you're doing right now, okay? So if you're in a place where you are sort of in the warrior state of mind, okay, then adopt that framework, okay? But then when you are, a bit more at home with your family, your friends, or over the weekends, definitely reframe that and tap more into what you do have and into gratitude. That's why I think this morning when I do my walks, I reframe my mind in the being grateful for what I do have, because I continuously strive for what I don't. And there's power in that, like I just mentioned, but it does have cons. And when you do that, you just need to become aware of it. And then when you become aware of it, you tap into that strength again. So yeah, become aware of it. So let's go to the gym. Alright, we're just finished up. We're waiting for our smoothies. It's smoothie day today. Like once a week, we get a free smoothie from the like smoothie place here at the gym, and then we call it smoothie day. You know, after hitting the gym, I don't know what people say, like after they hit the gym, they get more energy, whatever. I'm telling you, that's a skill issue, bro. You're not like training harder enough if you get more energy after the gym. I get more energy after I do like brief walk. Like if you do a heavy set of like squats or bench press or something, like what do you think about that? People saying, oh, I hit the gym and now I've got so much more energy. Deep work, let's go.
No, I tried it in the morning. Like I hit the gym in the mornings and just had zero energy throughout the day. So, you know, you want to test all these things. You can't just, for some people, like they actually like going to the gym in the mornings and then, you know, they have more energy. There's definitely, I think there's like a prolonged energy. You know, it's like a long-term thing. You get more energy overall, but you know, like the hours after the workout, it's like a no-go.
I mean, if you look at Andrew Huberman, so he strictly trains in the morning for the precise reason that science apparently says you get more energy after you train early in the morning because it wakes your body up. But I think you'll get the exact same benefits if you do the morning walk that I do when you set your circadian rhythm. Right guys, so I just came back from the gym and I picked up some food. So actually very interesting, I picked up some, this is called, it's the first bit of milk that a cow produces when it gets a baby. Colostrum, it's called colostrum. Okay, so it's very nutritious for you. Yeah, but we're not going to be drinking it today. But I'm glad I picked this up. It's actually local from a farmer. It's actually from a friend of mine. So he literally got it straight from the cow. So it literally, there's still milk on the bottle. So I'm actually just gonna wash that off. People forgot about that. Putting milk everywhere. But yeah, and I got some sparkling water. This is like a bit of a trick. Okay, I know it's plastic. Okay, don't freak out. Okay, a bit of microplastic. It's not gonna kill you. But you know, sparkling water helps me actually enjoy and drink water. So actually, and then I just add some lime or lemon to this, and I can't wait to drink water. So it actually helps me drink water. And then I just bought some raspberries just because it's my favorite fruit and it's super nutritious, antioxidants. I eat about 250 grams of these every single day. And then we've got some eggs, some watermelon, and yeah, we actually sorted with everything else. I still got all my steaks, got some cream cheese here, and yeah, I'm gonna be making like my fiber meal now. So I always try and eat a high fat and protein meal, a high carb meal, then like a high fiber meal. So this will have stuff like chia seeds in, a lot of like almonds, cacao nibs, cacao powder, coconut flakes, stuff like that, and then a lot of fruit. So that's what we're making right now. So my entire idea of making food is you don't really need to know how to do it, okay? You just need to make sure you have the right ingredients, and all the ingredients that you use is healthy, whole food, single ingredient type of stuff. Then you can just throw it together, just make something nice, okay? So I just threw everything in a bowl. Raspberries, coconut flakes, cacao nibs, everything that you think would be good is in here. And yeah, that's basically that. I'm going to top it off all with honey, and boom, there's your fiber for the day. Super nutritious meal directly after the gym, and we're probably going to be diving into my big meal for today, which is probably going to be in about an hour or so, which we'll be getting into steak and potatoes. So yeah, so it's a bit unfortunate. I forgot to film my actual dinner. So yeah, but I ate about 400 grams of rump steak. What was else in there? About 350 grams of potatoes with some camembert cheese on, honey over everything, salt over everything, and I had a bit of sourdough as well. So that's essentially what I eat every single day. I made myself some rooibos tea. It's almost like a chamomile type of tea, but in South Africa we have this, it's a plant, I guess, you know, rooibos, which is, it's the best tea, bro. I'm telling you right now, it's packed in antioxidants. And yeah, I like to do this like part of my evening ritual. I'm going to take you guys through that in a second now, but I usually drink it closer to bed. I might drink another one, but I throw like about 15 grams of honey in there as well, and it will definitely aid in your sleep. So to get the best out of your sleep and the most out of your sleep, you want your body to do a couple of things. First of all, okay, you want your body to drop about 2 to 3 degrees in temperature. And so a lot of people think, oh, take a cold shower, cold plunge. Well, no, then your body is going to be heating itself up internally. So you actually want to take a hot shower. So I take a hot shower before I get to bed, about half an hour before I get to bed every single day. That's going to allow my body to ease into my sort of like a, how should I say, like a trance almost. Then I get into bed, I usually sip on a hot tea, herbal tea. I have a diffuser next to my bed with some lavender essential oils pumping. And what I'm going to do right now is, because the sun is currently busy setting, I'm going to be putting on my blue light blocking glasses. I'm actually probably going to go for a walk now, just because I didn't go for a walk and I just ate, so I can feel like the digestion process is currently working. But obviously if you go for a walk, it's going to help with that. So that's one thing. And then also all these LED lights are going to change to red, because I am going to change them. All right, so there you go. Now my room is essentially blue light proof, okay? And then I also got like an app on my screens that I think it's called Screen Flow or something like that. A Screen Flux, something like that. And essentially it changes the temperature of the color of the screen as the day, moves forward or back, or when it gets earlier or later. It will change it accordingly to whatever, time of day it is. And I also use the eye mask, which is awesome. It's 100% cotton, and also has these dents in, so you can actually open your eyes still, which is amazing. This is something awesome. I definitely recommend getting a sleep mask. And I also use some medical tape to just tape my mouth, so I don't mouth breathe, and I actually just breathe through my nose. If you do all these things, I'm telling you right now, and you pair that with magnesium glycinate, and I do reishi extract as well, like a tincture form. Those are 2 supplements I take before I go to bed. I'm telling you right now, you will fall asleep, especially if your circadian rhythm is set and you sleep and wake up at the exact same time every single day. So in other words, your sleep drive is also set. Yeah, that's probably the best thing you can do. Then obviously if you use your body, your energy, and you actually exercise and push your body hard, and you work on something purposeful, and you're tired, your body is tired and needs rest, well, you will never struggle with rest again if you do these things. So yeah, hope that helps, and I hope this gives you a bit of a sneak peek into my life and day-to-day life and what I get up to. It's around 8 p.m. right now, so I'm gonna be doing a bit more light work right now. I need to finish up one more edit, and yeah, probably gonna watch a podcast or 2 and then jump in the bed. So yeah, you guys have a good one. And if you guys find any of this interesting, especially with the sleep module, I got a sleep module in the school community down in the link description. Go and have a look at that. I think it's like module 1.5. It's absolutely free. It's about an hour going in depth as to how I actually optimize my sleep, okay? And that's why I created the school community, is to help entrepreneurs make money online by leveraging their health, okay? Andrew and I are busy with this amazing project. Highly recommend you go and check that out. Other than that, see you in the next one. Cheers.